Now, let's move on to what do you say, J and K. All right, here we go. I know y'all been waiting for it, but my man been talking for God knows how long, but we gonna get to it now. Woo! All right, here we go. Here's the question, y'all. This comes from Derek from Brooklyn, all right? And he says, J and K, this comes from Instagram, by the way. So I want you guys to comment on this question because I want to hear. Derek from Brooklyn says, J and K, I met a woman on a dating app this week, and we've had 2 conversations so far, and they've been pretty decent. But so far, she seems to be a good woman, but only time will tell. In order to get to know her a little bit better and meet her in person and continue our conversation face to face, I asked her out for coffee or drinks. Her response was, she said that she doesn't leave her house for coffee or drink dates and declined my invitation, stating that it will take her 10 times longer to get ready for a coffee date than and he put this in quotations, than an actual date. J and K, I was extremely confused and disgusted by her comment and her response. Am I bugging out about her response and not wanting to go out on a coffee date on our first date, or drinks, or is she bugging out? What do you say, J and K? Whoa, poor Derek. Well, I'm gonna let K take this one first. Whew. That's a tough one.
I would say to that, what was his name?
Derek. Derek from Brooklyn. Yes, sir.
Consider yourself lucky, right? Because there's a couple of things in there to unpack. One of the first things I took away from, what is she doing that takes her so long getting ready? like that was really? Like how many things are you clicking in, clacking in, connecting, stitching in, applying?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just like it takes me longer to get ready. Like, yo, who says that? Right?
Yeah, right.
Like just because I'm hoping that whoever you saw, wash and wear, man. Get out the shower, put something on, and come get a cup of coffee. And if you do have to apply something, I mean, it's a woman who wants to apply a little something. Why is that a whole day affair? Really? So from that standpoint, bro, I don't know what the photos online look like, but it ain't what you think it is. So consider yourself lucky on that part. The other part is, I think she also saved you a little bit of heartache/headache, because clearly she may not be into you, right? She's not into you. Because I am a believer that despite what they say about coffee dates, not coming out, not doing that, if they're checking for you, they'll break their own rule. If they're not checking for you, then they won't. So that's another thing. So, because you would have maybe spent some money trying to impress this woman. Let me back up. It may not be impressive. You may generally want to go out. Now, I don't want to confuse impress with putting your best foot forward, because that part I don't find anything wrong with. You meet someone, you want to close the deal. Hey, let's go out, have a nice meal. I don't know. I wouldn't say so much impressive, because it doesn't have to be super expensive, super high end. It could be generally a decent place to eat with not a high price tag. Go out and have that conversation. But if she's already shooting that down from the beginning, kick rocks. She can kick rocks, man. I'm not, there's a part of me that says, good, I'm glad it happened that way, because that keeps you clear from all of that nonsense. But then there's still another part of me that feels disappointed that this is where our society is today, man.
The dating world, right?
Right. Like we cannot even engage in a conversation to learn about who this person is. Do I like this person? What are your values? The things to learn about the things that are most important in a relationship. We're not even going to do that. Or somehow I can't think properly unless there's a surf and turf in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes the conversation better, I hear.
Right. Quite honestly, listen, I don't need to sit across from you talking with food in your mouth, all right? How about that? You know what I mean? How about that? So I would say I think he should consider himself lucky that he didn't have to go through the heartache through that, and hope and maybe listen, she missed out. So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, I hear you, and I understand what you're saying, and a lot of it makes sense. But is there anything wrong with like a woman just like maybe she doesn't like coffee, maybe she doesn't drink alcohol? There's a lot of people who health conscious today. Maybe they're just not into.
It's a metaphor, Jay.
Okay,
it's a metaphor.
That is true.
Go out for, if I say, hey, let's go out for drinks. I don't know whether you drink or not. I don't know if you drink wine, beer, or spirits. If you want an energy drink, if you want water, infused water, it's the metaphor. Let's just go out. Nothing heavy, nothing major. Sit across, have a beverage in front of you of your choice, and have a conversation. The crux of it is to meet so that we can, like I said, get to know each other. Whether it's coffee, whether it's like if that's what she's zeroed in on, then she's already starting off on the wrong foot.
Is there anything wrong with a woman just wanting to go out and have a nice dinner? I mean, here's the thing. It's a first date, and women want to, they want to feel like they're going somewhere, right? I'm sure she can take herself to coffee anytime she wants. She can go to drinks with her girls anytime she wants. The first date for a woman is something very special. It's magical. It's something that they want to get on the phone and speak to their girlfriend. Girl, he took me to Del Frisco's and all these fancy restaurants, 5-star restaurants, and all this stuff. They want a story to tell. So the first date, I think some men look at it kind of logically speaking, because that's how we are. Whereas women, it's different for them. They want an experience, right? So for them, it has to be the whole thing. Yes, it is about you, about the man as well too, and talking, but it's also about, where we are, where we're sitting, where the whole experience, you picking me up, me putting on my fancy dress and my high heels and my makeup and getting ready. Like, I can see how a woman is going to say, like, well, what am I going to get ready to go grab a cup of coffee for? What the hell is that shit? Like, right. I don't want any parts of that. You're a man, okay? This is our first date. It is the time, because the first date, it's a time to make a first impression, right? So I don't see why it's so harmful that a woman may want a man to, pick a nice restaurant, where they can have a meal and sit down together and enjoy the evening together. I don't think it's so barbaric for her to want that out of a man. And they can still have the same conversation there over a nice dinner that they would have in a coffee shop. But it just makes it a better experience for the woman who, after all, she is a woman. She wants to be treated like a lady, right? You are a man. So your job on a first date is to impress her by any means necessary, not to make an ass out of yourself, right? It's not, what I'm saying, but just do something that's a little bit nice. After all, you are trying to impress her, not just with your conversation, but with the whole experience of the first date.
Well, okay, she's a woman, but I don't know if she's a lady. So let me correct you on that. I don't know if she's a lady. 2, it's not a date. So and what I mean by that is, think of it this way. If we're out, guy's out, and he sees this woman, and while he's out, he approaches her, hey, sparks a conversation. They get involved in a conversation, some small talk, maybe it goes on for a little while, maybe at the park or someplace. They've had an opportunity. He's had an opportunity to engage. She's had an opportunity to engage. They've already exchanged some of that energy and felt a bit of a spark.
If he met her on the outside somewhere.
Right. In the normal circumstances and so forth.
Okay.
From that meeting, that encounter where they may have chopped it up, sat down, talked a little bit, or while they walked or what have you, I approached her or he approaches her, talks with her, done. They exchange numbers. Subsequent to that first meeting where they met, he asked her out to dinner. Right? That is now her state. What you're describing is,
They met on a dating app.
What you're describing is removing that first kind of in-person interaction.
Right. They only spoke on the phone.
Right, which is not the same thing.
Right.
If they had met out, if they were out and met face to face to see if that's there, the online experience, the virtual experience is not the same. That serves a purpose. Hey, that's great for attending a meeting, not so great for finding your match, right? So we need to be in each other's presence, have that exchange, to me, which supersedes this dinner. That's not the date. We need to first check a box, right? So that's what I'd say. So when you come across maybe this case that this woman wants to kind of circumvent that and say, hey, no, let's go right to dinner. But take me out to dinner. I need to get dressed. I need to get ready. Well, there's a problem with that, right? Because there's a step that technically has not taken place. This would not be happening. Just think about it this way. If I approached you while we were out at the farmer's market, right? What's the likelihood that we would leave the farmer's market and then go to a nice restaurant and have dinner? That's not going to happen. We would have whatever conversation, meet, exchange numbers, and then, right, if we felt something.
Well, it seems like they had conversations over the phone. He said she seemed to be.
Right, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Right.
Well,
that was their first initial meeting.
Right, but I'm assuming, and you keep me honest, that you've maybe met someone online or met someone virtually or spoke to someone. Maybe a friend tried to hook you up with somebody. You spoke with them. Maybe saw them on video, and then it seemed like it was great. Or nice, even not great, but seems great.
Right.
And then you meet them in person. And it's just not.
It doesn't click.
That kismet it's just not there.
Yeah.
That's important. And who the hell wants to sit through an awkward dinner? Who wants to sit through an awkward meal? Because you could come together where it's not there. One, if you're that guy and you're underwriting that meal, right, which you should because you invited her, so you should underwrite that.
Right.
Right. That doesn't feel very good. That you got to sit through this meal awkwardly with someone that you're not feeling or she's not feeling you, and then you're paying for it. Right.
But isn't that just men being cheap?
No, that's not a man being cheap.
I mean, she may not be a lady, but she's still a woman.
No, that's not being cheap. It's not being cheap because a guy doesn't want to take out a woman because a guy doesn't want to take out a woman that he's not attracted to or that he's not feeling or she's not feeling him. That's not too.
No, but if you ask a woman out on a date, and traditionally speaking, when men and women go out on dates, traditionally speaking, they go out to dinner. It's like it's not a.
I don't know what you.
But I'm saying it's not a big. I don't see what is the problem. It seems like you have a problem with a man taking a woman to dinner.
I didn't say that.
So then, why can't they go to dinner?
So the origin of this thing was not doing a coffee date,
right?
And I'm saying,
and
I'm saying that is important to do before this dinner date. I don't have any problem doing the dinner date. But I don't think it's too much to ask to say, hey, to see if there's even any connection or anything with us. Because if I met you on the street or at the supermarket or anywhere out there, that moment would take place.
Right.
Because we are in front of each other. Now today, we want to bypass it just because we spoke online. Well, let's go right. But you
can make the connection at dinner too.
Well, but you don't know if that connection is going to hit.
And no, you don't.
And who wants to sit through a dinner when it's all awkward?
I mean, we all eat.
Excuse me?
We all eat.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying, I got to eat too.
But what does that have to do with sitting through a dinner or a meal with someone that this awkward situation? I don't know.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be awkward. What I'm saying.
Well,
that's what a date is about.
That's why you do the coffee date. That's why you meet someone in person.
I'm meeting them in person at the coffee date or dinner. So
no, if it's the same thing, then she would go. Clearly, there's a difference because she's differentiating it. So if she can do that, then he can do that as well. She's putting more. Hell, according to her, she ain't even getting up and getting ready for that day. So
right. Yeah, it's not an actual date
right.
to her.
So that illustrates the magnitude of it. So he's not wrong for saying, okay, okay. So this is what we're doing. Then we need to meet first. Then we do need to meet first. Then if you're putting that much weight, that much credence into it, then I need to make sure I feel something, right? Because I got no way of proving this, but I bet you a week's pay that if the restaurant wasn't to what she believed it should be. If he said, hey, want to go get a meal? There's a really, really, really good food truck that sells these tacos, street tacos. It's amazing. Exactly. Wow. Exactly. Now she don't want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not just the meal. It's not just the meal. It's a meal at a certain place, a certain level of place. That's a lot. It just keeps going up, more and more and more. And you still have not had an opportunity to be in the same space, to be around that person. Hell, her breath could stink for all he knows. He's right, man, right. You know what I mean? No. Maybe she moves a certain way. Maybe he doesn't want to be seen with her. Conversely, maybe that for her as well, too. But you know what the thing about it? And I think you and I would probably agree on this.
Yeah.
She's going to take that meal anyway. Right? She may not like him and is going to sit there and chomp and eat his food.
That's sad.
That's sad. That's why, as a man, go on, bro. Fine. I got no problem with him paying for it. You ask someone out, you pay for it. Then at 50-50, if you ask her out and that's established, then you should underwrite that. To your point before, you pick her up, do all of those things necessary. That to me is why, as a man, we should feel more comfortable doing that. As a woman, wouldn't you want him in a good headspace for that experience? To create that experience for you, right? If it's just, I don't care what how he feels, what he looks like, whatever, I'm just going for a meal, that's pretty shitty. That's grimy.
Yeah.
But if this really is done the way it's intended to be, you would want to meet, see if there's a connection, and then have what could potentially be an amazing meal with this person who could potentially be your future partner.
Right. And then
don't overcomplicate this stuff, folks. This is traditional boy meets girl. Something in 2024 done got the game all fucked up.
Yeah.
Got motherfuckers hating on coffee. What the?
Yeah.
Hating on coffee, my man? What the hell, bro?
I don't know what's going on with that.
Not to mention, have you bought a cup of coffee? That shit is like a meal, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You be up in there making life decisions. Do I want a sandwich or do I want a coffee?
Right? Remember we used to be able to go to White Castle and get a 30 box for damn near $10.
Hey, bro, Starbucks, I remember taking dates to White Castle.
Oh, you could never do that today.
2 cups of coffee nowadays, man. It's
absolutely
$30.
What you crave, shit.
Right, yeah. And I think because times have changed, when we were younger, I remember taking a girl out for a slice of pizza.
Right.
And it flourished into a great relationship, right? But
can you imagine someone saying it would take longer to get ready? Not even who's turning down pizza? But it would take me long. That's why I said that was the first thing that jumped out at me. What's going on in the before picture? What does that look like?
Well, I don't even believe her when she made that statement.
I believe her.
Well, but that it's going to take her longer to get ready for a coffee date than the actual date? That don't even make no sense,
I believe the before picture. My point is that before picture must be hella disturbing, that it takes her a while.
To get ready for a coffee date than the actual date?
To get ready, period.
Oh, to get ready.
To get ready, period.
Yeah, because we want to see y'all in y'all natural.
Listen, women trip out over the fact that guys will holler at them when they, according to them, look busted. man, I'm out here looking busted. I just got a pair of sweats, pull my hair back. I'm out here, just ran to the supermarket. And we looking at her like, man, let me holler at you.
Of course, because we like that natural stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they're not getting it.
So it ain't us, sis. It ain't us, boo-boo. That shit's on you. That's something that you see on yourself like, no, I need to get made up and do all this.
Right. You're 100%.
Because that ain't what he's checking for.
Ladies.
Can I put in a request too, ladies? Please stop wearing those elephant eyelashes.
Oh
please.
my god.
Oh, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic that we're gonna cover soon because we gotta help y'all. I mean, just naturally speaking, we want to see y'all in your natural state. You come to a coffee shop in your sweats and your hair pulled back and your just natural beauty, and we're feeling you. That should make them feel better, right? Like he's not even looking at all this makeup I'm trying to put on. No, he actually likes me for me, you would think.
I actually saw a note like that, a letter in that regarding that. So maybe we can talk about that on the next show.
Good.
About the entire makeup and everything. But
wow. Okay.
Yeah, we need to cover that because I'm dead serious. Take a look at take a look at an elephant up close. Look at the picture and then look at these eyelashes some of these women are wearing. Elephant eyelashes.
Got Doc in here comparing women to pachyderms.
I'm just saying, like,
I hear the cancel culture writing them letters.
Yeah, they're writing us off. That was Doc, y'all. That was Doc.
He going to have us on here like Pierce Morgan. Making apologies.
Hey, we have to apologize. Sorry, ladies.
These statements were made by Doc, not by the J.O.K. show.
The thoughts and views and opinions.
Exactly. Listen. We appreciate that, Doc. But for the real, Doc has a point, y'all. We just want y'all to be natural, just like y'all want us to be natural, right? Yeah. It's the same thing. Don't get forced by Instagram and social media that y'all need to be putting on all this makeup and doing these injections and surgery and all that stuff. Just be you.
Yeah. So going back to the caller, Derek, I would say, listen, have your set of standards. If it doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't right. Yeah. Don't force it. That's the one thing. I think many people have learned about this online dating in any circumstances. Don't force it, right? You know it when you see it, and listen to that voice inside your head. If it doesn't feel right, then certainly don't do it. Listen, she's listening to the voice in her head. The voice in her head said no, so you would be wise to do the same to your own voice and listen and say, no, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, that would be my advice to him.
Derek. I agree with Kay. I don't like when I argue with him, but I actually do. I was trying to see if this woman had some kind of truth to her story or whatever, some kind of credence, but I actually just can't see it because I do think at the end of the day, listen, if someone is interested in you, it really shouldn't matter where you go, whether it's Ruth Chris, Del Frisco's, Starbucks, a pizza shop, it just shouldn't matter. So yeah, like Kay says, stick to your guns. You'll feel when something is right. You'll feel when a woman is truly interested in you, and you'll actually make the effort. And by the way, like you said, it was a first date. I know if she did go out with you, the second or third date, I'm sure you would take her out to restaurants and things like that. So yeah, 100% agree with Kay. Just stick to your guns, do you, and do what you feel is right. Much luck to you, Derek.
Indeed.
All right. Well, it's been fun. We had some great topics. These guys are crazy. Doc and Kay, they don't agree with me. They crazy. It's all good. I want y'all to write in. Hit us up on Instagram about the J-Lo question. We definitely want to get your feedback on that. All right. So we'll be back for next week for more hot stories and hilarious debates on the J and K show. I'm your man, J Rob. I got my brother K right there. Until next week, be good, be safe, and be blessed, all right? I'll see y'all next week. Peace. We out.